Yeah, yeah, it was. I liked it. I was pleased. The last game, I don't know if you saw. You missed it. It was pretty good. And my game before that, even. Let's go back, cause why not? No one's really in here. We can go have some discovering. Let's go check some previous games. So the last three games I played were pretty good. This one was okay too, but the last three I'm really happy with. This one here with the computer analysis and everything, no blunders, no sorry, six inaccuracies, no blunders, no mistakes, just a 26 move massacre. So I started with the queen. Yeah, man, it's good. It's good. So started queen's pawn like I always do, doing this, a little bit of that. We'll go through it quickly until we get to the actual big stuff. So here's the key move that I've been doing recently that I usually would back up, but I feel like taking the knight is generally a better move for me at least. So that's why I did this game. Takes back, I don't mind. And then open that up a bit. There's some plans here. I can't remember what I was doing with the bishop. I think it's more to help push the e pawn there. I think that's what the bishop is about for me when I was thinking that. So he pushes it back. That's fine. He starts moving his pawns. It's a little bit disturbing, but I can always push up the h pawn to h4. But instead, let's fight him in the middle. So he goes after the bishop again. I have a retreat square. He takes, and then I think at this point, which one do I take? Do I take a pawn? I don't think I take a pawn here. No. Queen for defense. See, these things that I would never do. I was seeing them this game. Pretty good. He does more attacking. I castle, cover the pawn. Now the pawns are covered. He's covering his pawns more. I take. He takes. I take. He takes. I take. And this is a point in the game where actually the computer I think set out a mate in 3 and I just missed it. Yeah, no. So go back a move for the queen check. Oh yeah, no, I did have the queen check. You're right. I do know what you mean. It's the queen to h. Yeah, there was a queen check. I saw it. So here apparently if I take with the if I take no, hold on. Do I take? Yeah, so after I take, apparently after his next move, this move, if I take with the rook, apparently it's like just winning, which is kind of fun. I missed it, but again, it was a what kind of line was it? It was just nuts. It wasn't something I would play. This knight move is pretty key because it's covered and it blocks the back rank mate that was probably going to happen or close to happening. So that was a good move. His king moves. I think which point? Maybe it wasn't that point. It's up here. It's here, I think, where it was saying that I should take the bishop. Here. Yeah. This is where I should have taken the bishop. But I just go for the bishop another way. He goes after my queen. I wasn't pleased with that, so I shift my queen over. Double up on the, or triple up on the bishop. He moves his king, and this is danger time. His king's in big trouble. So I take here, fork on the queen, but it doesn't matter because he's going to take with the pawn anyway. And then take with the rook, straightforward, and the mate's very soon to follow. He goes after my pawn, which could be a problem if I'm not watching, but my knight does cover it. So it's not a huge deal, but anyway, I protect it by just moving away and shutting it down. And then I think there's a queen move coming, and then it's over. So he's got that. I have this, and game done. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so that was fun. So that was the match before my first match of the stream. So that was off stream, but you know, you can still have good matches off stream. It's allowed to happen. Sometimes no talking, it makes for better games. So yeah, so we watched that, and people just watched the last game if there were anyone on. If there was anyone on. So I'll go back and show you the last game that I played too. That just happened. Okay, so again, openings like this. Stuff's covered, doesn't matter. Going after my queen, block it. And at this point, he took some time because he was kind of, I don't know if he realized that was a possibility, but he did not like that. So he goes for the queen trade. I oblige. Here he does not take my knight, and I'm very confused with it because it seems like what he should have done. He just goes after my pawn instead. So I move my knight out of the way. He takes. I put him into check. He covers, but again, I think I'm not really worried about the bishop right now. I'm worried about where my king is in conjunction with this square. So I feel like I'm going to castle soon after that check. Yep, that's the one that I did. It was a fork, which I didn't worry about that fork. So he got rooked. He definitely got rooked, but I wasn't really worrying about that. So that wasn't how I did it. So I basically, again, I'm still concerned about this. So I could take this, but I was more concerned with castling at this point. So I believe I moved, nope, I didn't castle, I moved the rook. I think I lost castling privileges, but I skipped past that a while ago. So he takes the bishop, obviously. I protect my knight this way, which again, I still kind of wasn't paying attention to that. I could have taken the rook at any point, but again, doesn't matter. There are other things to do. I'm more focused on keeping my knight here, causing some problems. So I do that, get the bishop into the game, develop it, and I feel like maybe I didn't lose castling and I decided this was the best way to castle. Oh, okay, that's a good point. I don't know, I've been burned too many times with that check, so even if there's a queen or no queen, it just felt like there was going to be some rook losing and a bunch of other non-fun stuff. So he takes there, I cover up. He puts me in check, which is fine. I'm okay with that entirely. Starts my king walk. He basically blocks the defense of that knight, so I know I have to get my knight out of there. So that's what I do. I see that this square is open to cover my knight, so I go for it naturally. Yeah, it's fun, huh? This game is pretty fun. I'm not saying I'm a champ or anything, I'm just very pleased with this game. I like the way it came out. So again, he goes after a bishop trade. I think I do it. I think I go for the bishop. Yeah, I went for the bishop trade. He takes it, attacks my rook. I have to get my rook out of there, but first, put a little check in. And now I get my rook out. Nope, another check. Oh man, I was just chasing this king around the board. So my knight is covered, my rook is not. I think he actually takes my rook now. No, more checks. Okay, so here, what the threat is I want this to happen. And he's gonna keep, I guess, moving around. He might actually take my rook at some point. I forget. It was only 5 minutes ago, but I can't remember things like this. Oh, thanks for the follow. So I bring my king into the game to protect my knight, and this is instrumental in the win that's going to come forth. He puts me in check. I move, puts me in check again. I move, and that's the key move. That actually sets up mate. So that's mate in 1. So I just have to make sure it's open for me. He goes after the rook, which in hindsight looks like a mastermind sacrifice, but it was not. I just missed it. Looks like a mastermind sacrifice. Look at that. Then mate. Sneaky, sneaky. Yeah, let's go on the record. Let's change it. This was a mastermind rook sacrifice. This wasn't just me flat out missing it. This was a mastermind sacrifice. Yeah. All right. So those are the last 3 games. Again, I hopefully don't let you guys down in the next ones after showing that kind of